You will start turning down sleeping with anyone. You'll start turning down sex once you understand how powerful your energy is. People out here do not get it. They don't get it. They don't get how powerful their own energy is. So they disrespect their own energy. Guys, you guys are desperate for women. Bro, 99% of women I'm not even interested in on a sexual level. Not because they're not attractive, they're beautiful. On an energetic level, you understand that sleeping with someone opens up a portal in the astral realm. You understand that it's way deeper than the physical world. People don't get that.
And if you really think about it, like, you're really trading like souls with each other, you feel me? Like, how could you really sit there and just do that with anybody? That's the most intimate thing you can do with another human, you feel me? It's like that shit really sacred for real, so I ain't really the type to really engage in that type of activity unless, you know, I'm really feeling somebody.
Don't let these hoes distract you. You got stuff to do. You're on a mission. You already chose to accept it. And a lot of people are gonna try and take you out of your character. It's not gonna seem like they're trying to take you out of your character while it's happening. It's gonna seem like this person's acting crazy and they just need to get told what's up. They know what's up. And if they don't, it's not your responsibility to tell them. They finna find out. That's just how life works. You don't owe them anything. You owe your mission. You owe yourself not giving them your energy. Keeping your power. So, don't let these hoes distract you.
At these brothers. Man, I don't care how many times you've been baptized. I don't care how many surahs you can recite. I don't care how many times you've been to Mecca. I don't care how many beads you can count. I don't care how many Hail Marys you can cast. That vision you're trying to bring into fruition, that life you're trying to live, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. It will never come to pass if you keep doing a lot of the things that you keep doing. If we keep doing some of the things that we keep doing, I'm not immune. And I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of times, man, we're quote unquote grinding. A lot of times we think we're about our business. A lot of times we think we're locked in. But we're still swapping souls with Delilah. We're still sleeping with the enemy, brothers. And I'm gonna say this, man, if we talked about this, man, for the next 365 days, it still wouldn't be enough. Because every man thinks he's figured this out. Every man thinks that, oh, I've seen a couple of YouTube videos. Oh, I've had a couple of bad relationships in my past. Oh, I have this mastered now. Now every single woman I entertain is a 1%er because I am him. A lot of us brothers, man, have gone through the fire. A lot of us brothers, man, have gone through certain situations and we're still swapping souls with Delilah, bro. And I know what you're saying. You say, well, so if this is true, then how do we know of this Delilah that you speak of? Like how can we identify her? I'm gonna tell you this, man. I would say one of the major ways you could identify Delilah in your life, man, is to really just observe your end goal. Really just keep your eyes on your vision and observe if it's getting closer or if it's getting further away from you just because you're dealing with her. Because it ain't gonna stay the same. You have to understand that if you're getting intimate with somebody, if you're getting sexually involved, you got to understand your world is getting ready to do something. You know what I'm saying? Either you're going to start sprinting toward the end line or you're moonwalking away from it. So you got to look at your vision, man. No, so, man, we have fun, man. We go to amusement parks, man. We went on vacation. The loving is the bomb. What is the vision doing? Who's monitoring the mission? That's one indicator, brothers. What's your relationship with Source? You were waking up every day, man, getting those first 5 minutes, man, you were meditating, spending time with Source, walking around the block, spending time with Source, doing certain things. You had your rituals in place. But all of a sudden, you skip one day. All of a sudden, you skip the next day, man. Now you're creating a whole new hypnotic rhythm. Delilah has entered the chat, brothers. And I'm telling you, man, a lot of us are still exchanging energies with our enemies, man. And again, I don't care how hard you grind, how early you get up. You're moving nowhere. You're moving nowhere, man. You got to understand this, brothers. When you're intimate with your enemy, when you're intimate with that woman that's low key trying to keep you suppressed, trying to hold you back, you got to understand. I'm gonna say it like this, brother. You have to understand that just sex alone has the ability to drain your purpose. Right? As good as it is. As pleasurable as it is, you have to understand it has the ability to completely drain your purpose, man. And really what I'm saying when I say that, man, you got to understand that like when I'm talking about vision, like that vision has to always be present in your mind. In other words, like I say, we have to live from that space. We have to roam around this third dimensional world, but we have to live from that vision. We have to live from that mind space. We have to live from that heaven. And you got to understand, man, when you get intimate with somebody, it's either going to make that vision 10 times more clear or it's going to make it foggy. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand this, brothers. It takes a certain kind of energy to even maintain a relationship with the vision. Like it literally takes life force. The same life force that it takes to create another human being is that same life force, of course, on a different realm, that it takes to maintain contact with that vision, bro. You gotta understand, man. A lot of us are laying with women that really have a low key different agenda, and it's robbing us of that, bro. You have to understand it's robbing you. You know, I'll say it like this. You may be locked in for 6 months. You may be locked in for 6 years. You may be locked in for 1 week. At some point in time, man, you're going to entertain a woman and that vision is going to get real dim. And you're going to look around, you're going to say, man, maybe I've been drinking too much of the Henny or the whatever. Maybe I've been smoking too much of the bud. Maybe I've been going to the club too much. Maybe I've been watching, television. I've been doing all these things. No, brother. You're forfeiting the mission. You're taking 55 gallons of drums of life force and pouring it to nowhere. And giving it to the person that has a low-key agenda to stop you from moving forward. You'll know that energy is being wasted, man, when that fog comes. And then you just wake up one day, brothers, and you will have aborted the mission. You will have aborted the mission. I know y'all play those games, man. Like those race car games on the PlayStation, man, or some of those military games. You get to just running out in the field, man. It's gonna let you run for a little bit. You're gonna be looking around, man, and say, dang, like I don't even see ops out here. And next thing you know, man, the gang gonna be like, hey, bro, like the screen gonna be red or something, like, hey, like you off grid. You know what I'm saying? In other words, we didn't even create the game for nobody to go out here. You've been lost for so long, like we didn't even create enough digital space for you to come out here. That's where you'll find yourself, bro. That's when you find yourself in states of depression or states of just being down at that bottom type energy, man. So you got to understand, man, that sexual energy you're giving your ops, man. That energy you're giving that woman that low key, it doesn't want to see you succeed. It's fogging up your vision, man, and it's having you aborting your mission, bro. And again, during this process, you can be going through the motion. But if that life force isn't supporting that, man, it'll never pan out, brothers. It'll never pan out. See, you have to understand that energy is your currency. That energy is your currency. That energy is how you purchase that next life. It's how you fulfill that vision. You know what I'm saying? And as limitless as that energy is, because it's connected to the all, you have only a limited portion in this third dimensional realm. The amount of energy you have is limited, man. So you have to be aware of who you're giving it to and what they're doing with it. I'm gonna say it again, man, because I need that to soak in. You need to be aware of who you're giving it to, right? Not only that, but what they're doing with it. Delilah. In other words, that woman may be in your face, kissing on you and hugging on you and doing certain things to make you think you're him. But once you get to pouring that overdose of energy back into her, what is she doing with that energy? Is she doubling down and pouring more back into you so you can continue building the kingdom? Or is she going toward the enemy? Is she working with the enemy trying to figure out what your secrets are to take you down? It sounds like biblical folklore. I know it. I know it does. We heard the same stories in vacation Bible school and Sunday school. It sounds like biblical folklore. But it's happening every single day, bro. It may look a little different, but it's happening. It's happening every single day. It's happening in the majority of relationships we find ourselves in. So understanding that energy is limited, brothers, you have to, it's all about ROI, man. You have to be getting a return on your investment, bro. You have to be getting a return on investment with the women you deal with. These are telltale signs. I said this a few videos ago, man. I said, there was a point in time where if a woman was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to come over. I'm going to put this thing on you. That was enough for a man. That was enough for a man. That mindset was keeping a whole generation down. Generations. Like I believe that a lot of men, I believe that a lot of family dynamics, I believe a lot of family names are moving a lot faster now because a lot of men are understanding this. Like, hey, man, it's not just the part of the program to get a woman and have kids and build a house. Like that ain't enough. Like, we're men of understanding now. So we have to govern ourselves accordingly, man, and understand that this kingdom we want to build, these things that we want to do, we can do anything we want to do. But we got to understand how this world works, how our energy works, and how a lot of times we've been just rationing this stuff out to anybody, getting no return on investment, brothers. It's a real thing, man. And when I say return on investment, it ain't all about sexual energy. Sometimes it's strictly about your time. Sometimes it's as simple as you picking this cell phone up when you shouldn't. If you pick this cell phone up every single time it rings or every single time you get a text, you living wrong, bro. I don't care who you are. If every time this thing makes a noise, you feel like you're obligated to respond just because they know your number, just because they have access to your DM, just because they have your email, energy, man. You're still swapping souls with Delilah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All this time we spend, man, and brothers, we talk about it, taking women out to dinners, because you might think this, you might be on the up and up and say, you know what? Because this is where I was for the longest time. I was aware that sexual space was sacred. I was aware that, hey, bro, you can't be laying with every woman because you don't know what her energy is doing. You don't know. But you can't even be exchanging conversation with some of these women. I'm going to tell you this, man. The one you least suspect is the one that's taking your, I'll say, secrets, because every man should know what his secrets are. Every man should know what it is that makes him tick. Every man should know what it is that he has to do to manifest the life he wants to manifest. And it's different for everybody. But a lot of y'all brothers, man, will take this information and share the goal with the wrong woman, and she'll actually use your power against you. You think it's not happening? She'll use your power against you after she spreads it to the other men folk. She'll use your power against you, man. So just understand, brothers, again, a lot of times we'll find ourselves moving forward, but man, we got to start holding back in certain areas. Like again, if you're a man in 2025 and you're still being intimate on the deepest level with anybody with a donk, bro, I don't even know what to tell you at this point. If you have no kind of auditing system with the women you entertain, bro, you in left field and you looking toward the bleachers. You don't even know the game is being played. It's a real thing, brothers. You got to understand, man, like what we call pleasure, man, a lot of times is actually the poison in our lives, man. What we call pleasure, or the things that feel good, a lot of times can actually be the poison that we're actually inviting in our own lives. And again, it could be something as simple as a woman that's gaslighting you. Or not gaslighting you, that's gassing you up. I'll say it like that. Like, you gotta understand, and I love how Napoleon put this in Outwitting, when he talked about flattery and a few other things. Like, you gotta understand, man, a woman has the ability, man, to look at you and size you up and get to speaking soft to you and telling you that you the man and telling you that don't nobody move like you and da. Whole time, man, she's putting a veil over your head. And you sitting around, walking around there with your head swole up, having no idea, man. She's just stuffing you like a whole turkey. A lot of times we can get lost in the sauce of again, the intimacy of feeling good. But again, man, you got to understand, with the wrong woman, it's actually your poison. It's actually the exact same thing that's going to bring you down. Again, going back to Samson, man, Delilah tried time after time. What is it that makes you tick? What is it that gives you that connection to God? Tell me what takes place in that sacred space you and God share together. Oh, brother Solomon stood strong, or Samson stood strong for a minute, just like a lot of us do. But she can tell you, man, that you've been hitting the gym a few times. She can tell you that the loving been on 10. She can tell you you getting a little thin. You getting swole up top and thin in the waist. I love the way you cut that beard. I love the way you do XYZ. I love this. Next thing you know, man, you're blinded, bro. And you're pillow talking. Sharing with her the secrets that God told you to never share with nobody else. Next thing you know, man, the walls are coming down, bro. Next thing you know, the enemy is pulling a kick, though. Next thing you know, the bottom is falling out. Next thing you know, your money is funny. Next thing you know, your job is tripping. Everything is going crazy. And you can't explain why. You still swapping souls, brother. You're still swapping souls. So, man, so I'll say this. We all have to master the art of locking in and understanding that our sexual energy doesn't have to be going out at all times. Like that tool that we have, man, it's not a toy. It's not a toy. And when I say lock in, man, meaning we have to wake up every single day and say, you know what? I don't care what the world is doing. I don't care what my energy feels like. I don't care what I feel like doing. I don't care what the weather is doing. I don't care what Trump said. I'm going to do whatever it takes to accomplish the mission. But I'm going to tell you this, man, it's very hard to do that when you're swapping souls with the enemy, bro. And I've tried, y'all brothers have tried it. You brothers have been in a relationship with a woman and you can feel the life force coming out of your body every time you interact with her. And like the Bible says, you still run toward that alley straight way, knowing what it is. Knowing what it is. We have to be men of awareness, man, men of understanding, man. Upright men. And not only move in a certain way, man, but learn to govern our sexual energy, bro. It's not easy. But we have to learn because I'm gonna tell you this, man. You have to understand when you have control over your sexual desires, you have so much more control over life. You have so much more control over life. First off, you got to look at how many women have control over men strictly because of the box. Men are spending thousands on women. Men are giving away all their time on women strictly because they have no control over that. Napoleon said a man that can control that shall never see poverty. That lets you know how strong it is. That lets you know what that energy is doing, man. So all I'm saying is this, brothers. Let's not only be aware of this power that we possess, let's be aware of who we're giving it to, man. Because if you look around your world, man, and it's like, bro, I'm going through the motion. I'm doing exactly what I wrote down on my journal. I'm doing exactly what my mentor said. I'm doing exactly what Pastor told me to do. I'm doing every single thing right, man. But this woman I got up under my shoulders, man, like that's the only thing I haven't audited. A lot of you brothers are still swapping souls with Delilah, man.